Hey guys, welcome back. Drip and Farm for Poverty. I'm your host, DripCoach, and let's jump right into it. So I was going to label this video something like the good, the bad, the ugly, or whatever. I still don't know what it's going to be labeled, but just want to break down and share some of the blockchain data on this, the allocation raise for Swapx. So sharing, I don't even want to call it constructive criticism, just the facts of the information that's out there. And then you guys can decide or interpret, if that's good, it's bad, or it's neutral, or you don't care, or whatever the case may be. But there's definitely been in the chats, to me privately, I've seen it on in my Telegram group, in other groups as well. People are clearly, some are clear. I would say actually more than some are disgruntled and upset, and I understand why. So let me first and foremost apologize that the people that were on the early access and that I told you were good to go, that you missed out. And that was because unfortunately I was sharing the same information that the team had, and that was based off of the forecasted people who had signed up on that early access that was listed out here. So remember, this was the very first bit of information we got. This was March 15th, put this out here. You click this Google form. This is where I told you also in one of my videos back here that I was the #1 influencer, whatever. I couldn't share the data. The team didn't want me to share the actual spreadsheet calculations, but they were getting a large or a good response. However, the problem that happened shortly after this is that when they looked at the numbers, they had a lot of diversity, but not enough people quantifiably to say like if they purchase less. So the theory was that people were putting down on the sheet a higher number just so they could have a spot, and then the team just assumed that they would actually purchase less. And we saw that once the project launched, it went the opposite way. People FOMO'd. But from the team side, they wanted to make sure that they did indeed actually sell out. So the secured access portion came into play. Now, originally, I didn't know about it. I told you guys that in this video. I didn't even know. I got a message from people saying, hey, I want to get a secured list. I had to message the team and ask, what is this secured list about? They said that Lady Mania was organizing this and that influencers were getting secured spots. So that's why this is not even in here. So it may seem outside in that this was an afterthought, but from what I'm told by the team, this is something that they had already decided, but it just wasn't mentioned initially in this article, and that there were some influencers who would not put out content unless they actually ensured that they had something to give to their community. So a lot of people won't do things for free, basically. I've shown you that behind the scenes where people get basically bribed to put out content, and that's the only reason they'll put it out. So from a project development side, your goal is to raise capital. So you have to make the decisions best for the business. So I get that kind of pivot, so to speak. In hindsight, of course, more diversity would have been better, and then they still would have probably sold out with just the early access. But unfortunately, you can't go back and change that information. So what we have now, so shout out to Orbison, Dennis Orbison, I believe. He did the numbers for me, creating a, what do you call this thing? Dune Analytics query, right? And I showed you guys on stream how you can actually query this data yourself. It's actually quite simple. The NFT contract is there. I'm sorry, not the NFT contract. The allocation contract is there. This is it. And then there was 711 total transactions. The first couple hundred were creating the actual reservation. Then all of these buy hold are coming from unique wallets that actually purchased. And then there's the end presale. So it's really simple contract to analyze. Doesn't require much, but it was easier for this to get dumped to see the actual total NFTs that were, sorry, not NFTs, positions that were allocated. Now, I know that first and foremost, there's a total of 504 unique wallets, and you can see that here because I exported the data myself and then did a remove duplicates because there were duplicate wallets. So this right here is 614. When you remove the duplicates, do that real quick, just so you can see it in real time to make it much easier on you because duplicates, much like myself in my live stream, I had like 4 transactions. I bought mine, then I did 3 separate ones for people that were on the live stream that didn't get a chance to get any. So some people could have went out and sold more funds and came back and got more of their allocation. So that's why you have duplicate values. So there you see it says 504 unique values. So technically 503 because of the header. So there's 503 unique wallet addresses. And of those 503 unique wallet addresses, these are the number of allocations towards each of the 29 influencer spots. So now this was a red flag for me and this as well, but I was told by one of the team that the reason this number is so high and why it's number 1 is because this actually is a representation of the admin team. So this total that's here is all under one team wallet, so to speak, and they just used Lady Mania's name because it carried some weight in the community and would have been easier rather than SwapX, I guess, or something like that. In hindsight, I told them that this was a bad move because it looks very suspect. But the explanation they gave was that these will actually go to the team members. I don't know how many of the team there are, but if you just come to the SwapX Telegram, and we can assume that the admins here that you see, I think there's like 7, 8 or whatever, not counting the developers, of course. There are a lot of people that have been in here busy doing a lot of admin work, and of course they would need to be underneath someone, so that makes sense. Now, I did show you also in my video where I was doing my live stream that I had my second wallet added under Lady Mania. That was a red flag in my video because it was a live stream. I had no idea how this happened. And again, the team had an explanation that this was just a position to secure it because it couldn't be self-referred. So I'm trying to offer both sides of the question, so to speak, and then you guys have to make your own decisions of what that means. Also, hopefully there will be a follow-up like actual AMA to get additional clarity on all this. So the last bit of information that I have that you may be seeing on the blockchain is, let's go back to the first page so you can actually make sense of all this. So we'll go to last page. Sorry, it's backwards. So you have these calls or methods, whatever you call it on the contract. So they have the create partner admin, and then they have the add partner. Create partner admin is used to actually create a spot with that reservation. So for the name itself and the wallet. So like on my team, this is the AI Drip. This is the team, the wallet that people will be registered under. So you have to do that first. So I want to show you that so that you can have some clarity. Then after that, you will be adding the people that are going to be part of that team. So then you come to the add wallets. These are all the wallets. You decode the value, and then you see these are the different unique users that were added to that, right? This is important. I'm going to show you why, because you may have seen this yourself. So let's go back one page, and you see all these add partners. They were done well before the contract launched, naturally, because we would not be able to interact with it and get the allocation if they didn't add us to the contract. And then you have start presale. So that started right on time. Shout out to the team because that was a flawless execution. Even the issues that I had was my fault. Everything worked well. I had no problems. Very smooth launch. The explanations they had, the videos, walkthrough, all that was just dope. Like that is super flawless. Then right after that, of course, immediately you would have people buying the allocation. So once that timer hit 11 a.m. on my time, people started trying to buy, which makes perfect sense. So buy, place, hold. Let's just look at one of these. You can see 0.16 ETH. That is basically them buying the NFT. I'm sorry, the allocation for that. And then when you decode the data, it shows you the referee they had and the number that they purchased or that they allocated towards themselves. I'm going somewhere with this because you may see this on the first page and it would be a question. I brought this up to the team. They haven't gotten me an answer yet because the person I spoke to wasn't familiar with it. So in the 1.5 hour window of of the launch. So we're going back to the first page. So you see this is in pre-sale. This is when it was all over. If we scroll down, you will see that there were additional ad partner spots allocated. So this is after the contracts are live, and then about an hour and a half into it, these 2 new ad partner spots were added. So naturally, I went and looked at the spots, and I'm going to show you guys these spots as well. So this is the first one, the this is in pre-sale. This is the first one. They added a address for this person in that block. So this transaction 0x9B2F1, you'll see that up here. 0x9 B2F1 is the same one. So this person was added, and then this is the number that they purchased in that block, or afterwards, so to speak. So they were added here, and then it's one of these other ones where they actually did the purchase. I can't remember which one. We can look real quick. Ends in D64F4. So if we look up here after this, D64F4, where'd it go? There it is. Was here. So this is that purchase, and they got 10 spots. This is the other one that was added, and in this one, it was for this person and 2 positions. However, one of these users did not get in time, because like I said, this was right before the whole thing ended, and they only purchased 1. So I don't have an explanation for the team for you guys for this, but they are working on that, and maybe that's something also that can be placed in AMA. I just wanted to show you what you may see, and if you had questions about that, what that could represent, or how to interpret the data, basically. So other than that, that is the gist of it. So again, my apologies for those that were unable to get in, but the team basically told me that they did not foresee this happening in the secured phase. In hindsight, of course, we could say that it should have been obvious. There was a lot of hype. Run the numbers. If you got 29 influencers and they all get 30 spots, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to do the math. But they were looking at, again, like I showed you guys, based off of my people that signed up, they were an average of 3. So the data I had from people that signed up under me said that it was an average of 3 NFTs. That meant that only 1,800 would be sold out. Clearly, what ended up happening, though, is people purchased way more. Now, I don't have any insight or clarity on the duplicate wallets, any things like that. I've seen that in the Swapx Telegram. There's definitely was probably some duplicate wallets or people who were able to use more than one wallet. I would not doubt that. That's just the nature of the space. People will find a way to game the system, so to speak. It may not necessarily be gaming, but if you think of it this way, like for example, in Drip, I had family wallets that I created that for people that were not blockchain savvy. So let's say you have people in your family that have a Telegram and have a wallet that you're managing. You could very easily put their wallet address down, and then now you have, 10 allocations for each person. So is that gaming, or is that just you managing? I don't know. So there's no way to know who any of these went to. All we can see is unique wallet addresses is 503, and then we can see total number of allocations to each person. You guys have to decide what that actually means, because I have no idea. There's no way to break that down. You can't track the wallets all the way back to the end user. But all in all, I think it was a very successful product launch. I would definitely have liked to see it have more diversity. I would have liked to see the first come, first serve be actually used like it was originally stated. But the team, again, had to make the call to make sure that they did sell out. And longevity of the project wise, this looks better for future investors. It's shitty for us as the community members and want to get a piece of the pie. But when you look at this from like the other investors and partnerships, they will see it as, oh wow, this project had these 3 different phases. They sold out in 2 hours in phase 1. There's a lot of attention on them. Let's go ahead and do something with them. So it's not, yes, you missed a big opportunity, unfortunately, and there's no going back to change that. But if you look at the longevity and potential of the project, this looks better. I mean, I know that doesn't make any of you guys feel better, and that's why I just wanted to show you the data of what I was told and how things played out. Because again, it's all about transparency, and hopefully we'll have an AMA coming up if you guys have additional questions as to how this went. But for those of you that are upset and blaming influencers or whatever that you didn't get your allocation, you know, I can just apologize, show you what took place, how I did it. I didn't mint any extra NFTs. I didn't have multiple wallets. I even gave away spots live, even though I had a total of 20 spots. I bought 5. That's it. And then 3 of which I gave away live on stream. I doubt any other influencer did that and didn't even charge a premium for it. So all I can do is try to be the most transparent and have integrity and do what I said I would do. The rest, unfortunately, is just the nature of the blockchain and the energy in the space and the way that people operate, man. So we will see how this shapes up, but I still think it has a lot of solid potential. And all in all, like I said, I think the team did great. I think there's clearly they learned some lessons here that they will probably pivot and do better in the future. But it is what it is, and you probably will still have an opportunity to buy some of these NFTs on a secondary. I don't doubt that people will be trying to flip them. That's not what you want to hear either. And you will definitely have an opportunity with the token. I know that's still not what you want to hear, but this shows you again the energy and hype in the space, and this will show partners the same thing. So I believe that there is a lot of room in the future of this project, even if you didn't get your allocation. All right. Let me know if you got any questions or any clarity on any of this stuff. And of course, drop questions about the projects for the future AMA as well. All right, smash that HBO special, help brother out, like, subscribe, comment down below. And until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya. Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? SPRITZ Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real-world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.